Hello, I am Sifu Matt Lovio, and I'm here to present to you as part of my Chinese martial arts series, or rather on the art of Xingyi, I believe to be the 11th video for as part of my series on the basic techniques known as the five elemental fist. We will be presenting to you the last element, or rather elemental fist, or fist technique, whatever you wish to term and call it. Before I go any further, I must apologize. Sadly, unfortunately, my brother Paul will not be able to join us due to his busy schedule with helping out with the camera angulation, unlike the two previous videos. But I hopefully I can try to coax him in the future to get back here and help out and make a better video series for you. Anyway, let's get back down to the nitty-gritty. Again, to reiterate, I will be presenting to you and demonstrating and teaching you the final form/technique of the five elemental fist. This will be known based upon, on the earth element, or to be specific, the crossing fist as well. Also, earth element, also known as the crossing fist. Again, I'll be starting off and prefacing each and every form, as always in Xingyi, with the metal element / the splitting fist form or technique. And I hope you enjoy. Okay, beginning opening. Gather the chi, breath down, and begin. Again, we start always with the metal element or the splitting fist posture or technique, whatever you wish to term and call it. And now from here, with my lead hand, what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up. I'm going to make a claw. Remember, when you make the claw technique, try not to go too hard and make it tense up the arm, because again, this is the internal arts known as again neijia, or internal soft styles of Chinese Kung Fu, and it goes against everything. It's the antithesis. If you try to basically go too hard and try to use a lot of aggression and so forth, obviously of course you need a little strength, a little oomph and so forth to do the technique. However, it's not necessary. Just to basically get the claw technique and move back. That's all. Just a simple claw. Don't try to try to make it hard and clench muscles. You're not supposed to do that in soft styles of Chinese Kung Fu. Okay, back to the technique. Again, I'm going to cheat with the middle element posture instead of going through all the pomp and circumstance. And from here, I'm going to step out again with my right leg, as I did in the previous video for the fire element, also known as the pounding fist. Unfortunately, I'm sorry you can't see, but I'm going to step out with my right leg, and I'm going to grab, make a claw, and then from here, the arm is up here like this, making the claw. Now, pay close attention. This is how we do, if you will, the earth element / the crossing fist. After I go from the side, again, going a zigzag pattern, just like the fire element / the pounding fist, we do the same thing with the earth element, or the crossing fist. After I make the claw and grab, I'm going to take my right arm. I'm going to slowly come up to it and slide. Not too hard. You don't want to scrape your own arm the hard in a painful way. You don't need to. It's unnecessary. Take the arm. Just a nice gentle type of tapping, if you will, or rather scraping, if you will, a smooth type of rubbing, so to speak. Not just scrape hard, but rather a rubbing. From here, rub, and then from here I'm going to step out with my left leg. I'm sorry, unfortunately you can't see it, but I'm stepping out my left leg into a slight forward type of stance, and at the same time my right arm comes up, and bam, punch up. Remember, I'm not doing an uppercut. We're not doing like boxing and so forth, but like a raising type of punch. Grab, right arm rubs up against it, and step out and punch. Let me show you. From here, after doing the form, middle element, opening form, stance, or splitting fist technique, again, whatever you want to call it. From here, grab, clawing type of grab, step out my right leg, going to the diagonal side, and then from here, my right arm, I'm sorry you can't see because of the big sleeve of my uniform. Here, I'm going to rub up and punch the side. I'm going to go over here again. Grab up, rub, and punch up here. Again, I'm not doing an uppercut. It's a rising punch with the, if you will, with the horizontal, with the palm up facing up towards the sky. Palm up. I'm going to do it again. Rub and punch. Now, just a note. If you saw there from me just getting up there, a lot of times I notice a lot of my Xingyi teachers, especially Lao Shi or Grandmaster James McNeil, one of my first Xingyi teachers, if you will, Grandmaster or Lao Shi McNeil, what he would do is, I noticed when he would do the technique, I'm sorry you can't see very well, but when he would do the technique, he would come up, and many times he would do this where the arm would be like this. If you notice my bottom fist, he would make a fist formation like this and then punch like that. I always made it a habit, if you will, just a natural habit. I'd make it a repetitive habit, so to speak, due to my many years of Chinese Kung Fu training. And also many other martial arts that had this particular type of retraction type of technique, especially with Japanese karate, the Shotokan system of karate that I studied when I was a young boy, when I was very young. We would always bring the hand back here, like right by the hip, if you will. As one of my Kung Fu teachers, CA or Grandmaster Peter Chima, my Shuai Jiao teacher and instructor. Shuai Jiao, by the way, in case you're wondering, is the Chinese art of wrestling. It's basically, if you will, unfortunately, it bears a very, very strong resemblance to Japanese judo or jiu-jitsu. Grandmaster Chima, he would always call this when he would bring the fist back like this, and like when performing a punching technique back here, bring it right here, like by your hip bone. He would always call it bringing it to your pocket, if you will. Now, you the Xingyi practitioner, you could do it either way. You could do it either the way my teacher, Lao Shi James McNeil, he would bring it up and bring the arm like this, where the fist is horizontal, like this, with the palm facing down towards the ground, like this. Or you can do it my way, where I come up and I bring the hand back to the pocket, as my teacher, CA or Grandmaster Peter Chima, used to always call it, bringing it back to the pocket, right there, by the hip bone there. It's what feels comfortable for you, more conducive for you. Don't try to do it just to copy me. If it feels comfortable for you, great. If you want to do it the other way, where you're like this, or hell, if you want to forget both ways, you can even do it like where the fist is vertical. Do this, where the fist is vertical, where your palm is facing towards like your side, like that. Do that if it's more comfortable for you. Okay, now you get it. We're gonna grab claw, arm rubs. It doesn't scrape. It rubs. Boom, punch. And it's not a back fist. It's a rising punch. Hence, you can see why this is referred to, not just the earth element, but also known as the crossing fist. Okay, let me back up over here. Grab, crossing fist. Now from here, grab, turn, and twist, crossing fist. And one more time, grab, rub, crossing fist. And from the previous videos I showed you, from the fire element or the pounding fist, again, you bring your left leg, your left knee heading towards your right knee. Remember, mind you don't have, like, my teacher who taught me this turning and rotation that faced the other side, Lao Shi or Grandmaster James McNeil, he always emphasized and made it something look or seem like as if you had to bring both knees together. Let's just say, like for many males, for many boys and men, very difficult to do. I don't want to go any further in details, but guys, you know what I'm talking about. If you try to bring your legs too close together, you don't have to do that. Just close enough to get the idea to do that turning rotation. And what makes it strange with this particular turn, I want to emphasize and go in detail. I apologize if I'm boring with details, but guess what? These small little nuances, these little insignificant little details that you would deem insignificant, can mean so much in the end. And I don't just guarantee you, I promise you, it will make you a full and better and more well-aware, all-rounded Xingyi practitioner. You'll find out for yourself with the months and years and hopefully decades of training of Xingyi training if you stick with it like I have. Now, once you perform the punch and the crossing fist, again, this time, however, as we turn to the right, unusually, as strange as it sounds, I was taught by Lao Shi James McNeil, I was taught not to look over my shoulder, but rather keep my eye on my fist. The eyes, it's almost as eerie. Like I remember, I was reminded to keep your eye on the fist, almost like the way if someone has a gun and they have a gun and they're looking at the cross sighting, wherever the cross sighting goes, and they're able to properly aim a gun and hit their target. In this case, as strange and bizarre as it sounds, that's the way it was conveyed towards me, where you keep your eye on your fist as if it's the sighting for a gun. And from here, we do the crossing fist, And again, bring the knees as close together as possible. Keep your eye on that fist. Like eye on the ball in baseball, in this case, keep your eye on the fist. Don't retract it in, leave it out there as the way it is. Turn, turn, and then from here, just perform another earth element or crossing fist. Rub, bam, grab, rub, bam, punch again, grab with the claw, rub, bam, claw. Remember, going diagonally, rub, punch. Now from here again, keep your eye on that fist, eye on the fist. Legs is close together around here to turn around, and then again from here. I'm sorry, you weren't able to see that. I'll repeat that again. It's over here since I was off camera. I apologize. Again from here, you didn't able to see me over there. Oh, I'm sorry, bugs are getting in my eyes. Keep your eye on the fist. Keep the legs together. Turn, rub, punch, and then again. One last time. Grab, rub, and punch. And then from here, step back with your right leg for the finishing of the form. Okay, that's pretty much it. That is the earth element, and also known as the crossing fist. With future videos, I'll be able to show you the application. The Shi Yin Yang or Si Yin Yang, the application of the form / technique, or also sometimes I just learned recently, also pronounced and known as Yong Fa, fighting methods or application methods, whatever you wish to call it. Again, remember, when performing the earth element, also known as the crossing fist, forgive me, I almost called it the rubbing fist. When performing the earth element or crossing fist, whatever you wish to term and call it. Again, with the technique, I cannot emphasize this enough. Xingyi is a soft style of Kung Fu. It's an internal art. Neijia, soft style. Internally, if you will. That's how internal arts, they build their power from within, not without, unlike other external Kung Fu systems where you work up a sweat. Xingyi, the idea is to use your breath, your focus, your concentration, your breathing, your sinking of the qi down to root yourself to the ground for its emphasis, for its power. Unlike external systems, which do have that have type of rooting to the ground too as well, or else it wouldn't be true Chinese Kung Fu. However, they don't really emphasize always on the internal aspects of breath control. And if they do have breath control, it's usually done like in a kia type of sound when performing their forms or other such techniques and so forth. I'm not saying it's wrong, because I'm a big external practitioner, probably even more than internal. However, I'm just saying it's different of how power is cultivated, let alone conveyed. Again, to reiterate, I apologize. When doing the claw, don't do it hard where you're tensing up and it's almost like it's shaking. Claw, and that's it. Just a simple claw to grab. And then when you do the crossing fist, also known as the earth element, you want to bring the arm together and rub. Don't scrape. You don't want to hurt your own arm. That's unnecessary. Again, rub, step out, and punch. Remember, it's not a back fist. Again, to reiterate, boom, it's a punch, rising up in a diagonal type of manner. There's a reason for this, and I promise I'll show you in future videos. As soon as I'm able to get a little bit more help, I can show you the combat applications. All right, that's pretty much it. That's it of the earth element / crossing fist. I hope to see you in future videos. Please leave any and all likes. I greatly appreciate it, especially all comments. Yes, not only negative but also positive. I welcome them all, especially negative. Got to keep a level head and not too swelled. Curb my ego. Until then, I wish you the best of luck your training, and please take care of yourself and all you know.